I don't think we have a bet.
Mathletes.
I knew we didn't have a P
Oh
tag.
yeah, mathletes.
Oh, was that today? I couldn't remember.
Yep. Oh, and I didn't change the name of the stream. Oh well. Nobody,
Pew.
nobody's gonna be worried about it, I don't think.
Dear streamer, I would like to lodge a complaint.
So I made a new character keeper for StarFolk.
I see.
It is linked in Discord. It's all fancy.
Although I like that the mouse over for choose role is invalid. Input must fall within specified range.
Yeah. So I think most of the stuff is the same. I formalized character creation. So
See, it's funny that you would assume I remember anything
yeah,
about
that's
the
great.
first game.
So to go over the world stuff once more, these things are always true. Actions and emotions are more important than science and consistency. If it's exciting, it makes sense. Starfolk are never safe, but are never at risk of death unless explicitly chosen by their players. Sacrifice is always a choice. Race, gender, and sexuality are never an issue. We don't do that here. Players are always more important than the game or the story. Use calibration tools to help everyone have a good time. And then we will choose the things for what kind of adventures we want to have. So I think
I remember this kind of.
I think we did the crew of humans and aliens for adventure itself. I think we did galaxy mostly a piece. I think movement between stars is highly connected. Magic is weird and mysterious. I think that was it. Does that look good to both of y'all? Or if you want to change anything, feel free.
We got no strong preferences, so
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, they're all. I think you're right. I think that's what.
Cool.
You have Heath and Dice. There's just gonna be random rolls all the way down.
That's what it is.
I couldn't remember if magic was if there was that or magic and science are one and the same. I couldn't remember.
Whichever you like better.
I don't care. Like they're both fun to me. So.
And then the truths that are always true for the galaxy. Every civilization can speak and understand each other easily through a common tongue. Travel between worlds happens via spaceships rocketing through space. No warp gates or portals. Robots and androids are intelligent, aware, and emotional as any other living things and treated accordingly. And money is never a problem for Starfolk. Our only currency is adventure.
Just like real life.
Just like real life. Cool. Then character creation. Give yourself a name. Choose a species. Right now, the only species that have things are the ones we used last time. That would be human, Martian.
Yeah, crab guy.
There are also
now I remember a little bit
right now for robot, bird guy, and bucket of goo. None of those have any connections. So if you want to play those, we will make
bucket of goo.
Oh, that's NPCs. Let's see.
We don't have any NPCs yet, but there's a place for them if we want.
Where is all this stuff you speak of?
On the characters tab.
Oh, it's all on.
So you can choose from the drop down human, Martian, craboid, robot,
or
bucket of goo.
Oh, okay.
Or a birdling. I'm gonna be a birdling. I learned so many bird facts today. I'm ready.
I was gonna say,
that means we're gonna have to make up things for your birdling.
Uh-oh, maybe not.
So we need like one.
Making things up is fun.
One cool thing that happens when you be a bird. One kind of bad thing, and then two kind of middle things.
Can you tell me what you meant by birdling? Like, is it like Hawk Girl, or is it like
yeah
I turn into a bird?
Yeah, it is based on like the Hawkman of Flash Gordon, but
I don't remember that dude.
Brian Blessed, big beard and big wings, like space Viking birds, kind of.
I was thinking of the TV series with Hawkman, the guy.
I mean, they're basically the same kind of. Yeah.
I like that guy too. I like both Hawkmen.
Yeah. What's a cool thing that Hawkmen are when they're Hawkmen? Or Hawk people, Hawk birdlings.
So we shift?
No, you're always like a person with big wings.
Okay. But we're like Viking people, or?
I mean, that's the prototype, but we don't have to stick to it strictly. You can fly around, fight good, probably.
Yeah, I think we have like a good like berserker mode.
God damn it.
Yeah, we fly and we like are good at like going in and busting places up.
How about one is
Where are we naming these things?
I'm putting them in the data tab, but they'll show up
Uh,
on with now that you've selected Hawkman, it will show up on your keyboard.
Oh, I see.
Oh, there we go. That's what I remember. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. The data.
You what is
And
it?
these are just 4 different things? Or
Yeah,
one,
so
two,
like whenever
three
like you roll for like be a hawk person, you'll roll and then 1 to 4.
Oh, and then 1 or 4 of them are true.
Yeah.
And what'd you say? There was like 4. It was like 2. Was it 2 good ones, a medium
It's basically
one,
like 1 good one, 1 bad one, and 2 kind of middle ones. So like ideally you want to roll 1 and just pick the cool one that you want. But sometimes all 4 things happen. Or if you're like, oh, it'd be really cool if the weird thing happened now. So like what you
Okay, so skilled warrior, skilled pilot,
you take your
what is the nth metal? I'm just looking at Hawkman things.
I'm trying to
Prince
think of-
Voltan.
Yeah, Prince
Voltan.
Voltan's the guy.
Oh man, he's so cool.
But also, hold on.
So how about you take your target from above? You waste time boasting.
Yeah, like I can grab something with my waste time boasting. Yeah.
Are snared on something. And
image.
He fits the archetype of Viking, strong, hardy, great appetite for life, food, drink, and women, particularly Flash's girlfriend. Yeah, maybe there's something about being like lusty.
yeah.
My lust for life gets becomes inconvenient or
stupid
causes interpersonal conflict or
You have to show off for your object of desire.
I also
Yes.
posted
Yeah,
in
there we
chat
are.
for you the Hawk from the TV series, who is a different kind of cool as well.
nice.
Potential security issue detected.
Oh wow. I just took a cybersecurity
Oh yeah.
training as a part of being an MSU student, and I'm not supposed to, or not student, as a staff member, and I'm not supposed to download things. So I'm gonna download it.
When I click on it in chat, it just opens, luckily. So
Oh man.
So the
Hawk
4 things
people.
for birdling are you take your target from above, you waste time boasting, you're snared on something, and you have to show off for your object of desire.
So only one is good?
I mean, you get to choose what's
Yeah.
good.
Sure.
I'm trying to figure out bucket of goo things. I want a big bucket of goo.
So bucket of goo would be like I'm thinking like Odo, basically.
Yeah,
but,
totally. Obvious reference.
What so let's see, you hold your shape, you maintain your form.
Is that a good thing? I would think the good thing would be being able to shapeshift.
Yeah, I mean, but you want to shapeshift into something instead of just like, oh, blue.
Oh, right.
I
I'm just a gelatinous bucket of goo.
Are you able to like get under doors or in small places really easily, or
That's the problem I have with this game, is like containing, like I think of these broad concepts, but then like boiling it into 4 little specific things is where I definitely have problems.
Well, you have to recover your bucket
it.
for a while.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I remember that. Been a while since I've watched Deep Space Nine.
Someone thinks you're disgusting.
That's true.
And you got bad attitude. Grumpy bucket.
Grumpy goo.
I don't have anything for the robot ones either, but those should be pretty easy.
Oh yeah, I was like a science guy last time.
Oh yeah, here are the
Oh, the little like naive intern.
That's right. That's right.
I mean the opposite this time.
Cool. So we've got a birdling and a bucket of goo. And so then choose any action to be like your primary role. And then you're gonna get like a bonus for that one action. So I'm right now just stealing the ones from OddFolk. And so those are like forceful. You can always adjust the result rolls by this action for this action by one. Bad cut and paste in there. Advantageous
somewhere.
This
Where
is
are
a
we?
this is a mouse over on the choose a special for your main action on the character creation thing.
Oh, okay.
So basically they're like tags you can add to your main role that let you like adjust the roll up and down one, roll 2 dice and choose one. You can add things to it like, oh, they remember you fondly, or no one saw what you did for sneaky. Or you can
I don't get any mouse overs.
this is mouse over for on line 62E. If you can see my face in the circles up you can click on it and I'll take you where I am.
What the hell? Back on the info tab. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, your main role is basically you are better at it, so you can add one of those tags to your main role, and that can be like a ship station. It can be like anything that you do. Fucking aliens, whatever you like.
I feel like I'll be either forceful or advantageous. I just feel like I'm kind of a blustery fella.
I think those are also fictional, so to do it rules.
I mean, usual. Bucket of goo seems like they would be adaptable.
Adaptable, yeah. So that means you swap one of the options for any other thing. Yep, that sounds good.
Is there a place in our character keeper we're putting?
There's not. That? So maybe just let me put it here.
I don't quite understand this, but I'm sure it will become apparent when we use it.
Just go ahead and like right click and add a note to the role thing. So column or B13 or E13. Just like add the one, or I can do it for you if you like, make it easier.
Okay, so I'm gonna be.
You're gonna be forceful.
Yeah, I'll be forceful. I can adjust this rolls up by one.
Yeah, and that's just for your main action. Insert note. Boom. Cool. So you're forceful, and you can see that on mouse over, and bucket of goo is going to be adaptable.
Yeah, so adaptable.
Squishy and adaptable. And then pick what action you want that to be your main character's deal. Your character's main deal.
Those are in the data tab.
So you should just be able to, if you double click into it, it should show that choose role is actually a drop down list. But it's formatted as text, so it doesn't like look dumb.
Oh, well,
cool. Or I think if you start typing in it, it should start auto completing from the list.
I gotta look at the list to even know what I want. So adaptable. I can swap a single option of this.
And I'm sorry, where are you?
You're gonna be looking at B13.
And if you double click it,
if you click into it,
but if I double click it, there's
the drop down into it.
Yeah, I double click to choose role.
The drop down. I see a function.
So right now it says choose role. And if you click into edit it, it should give you the list that has Russian in danger, rousing speech. Or
B13. Oh, I see. Okay, sorry. I was in C13, pretending it was B13. Just kind of
All
I want thing 6. That's no. Okay.
break something. That sounds fun.
Thing
Boastful display. Yes.
Thing 1.
Yeah, and some of them are not completely done. So if there's something you want, we will make it up. Boastful display.
See, again, I don't know. Do you think something here fits? Because it feels like Bucket of Goo's main thing would be some kind of shape shifting.
Well, what? So shape shifting is your bucket of goo thing. Like, what is your?
That's my Bucket of Goo thing.
What's your character?
Oh,
Like
right. My role thing.
engineer? Are you
Oh,
engineer? Are you
for
just
me, they're not
sad
different.
guy? Like, if someone described your character on a TV show and like, oh yeah, he's the blank. He's the spy. He's the super gay coded clothes salesman terrorist.
See, I keep seeing ones that are interesting, but then I also go like, I have no idea how that would actually, how I would use that in the game. So it's like, it seems bad to take my main skill is this thing. I have no idea how it'll ever come into play, but it'd be cool. Let's see, just looking over them all.
There's an arrow. Arousing speech.
Sorry, are we choosing for all of them? I just went ahead and
Go ahead and choose. So you're going to choose your main role and then your 3 other actions that you have. And I would like to test out this new rule where let me see, I wrote it down so I can read it. So you can always do the roles or the actions that you have on your sheet there, your species role and your other actions. You can also do any other action that you want, but if you don't have that action on your character sheet, I will change or remove one option after you roll. But if you roll a 4 on it, then you get to take that as an action of yours. So that's how you learn new things, by like trying stuff, and then it messes up until you get it right. and adds chaos in the process. Cool subheader. What kind of guy are you thinking your bucket of goo is in the?
I don't know. That's why I'm just looking over the list, trying to decide.
Is it Captain Bucket of Goo? Is it
such a weird game because
Engineer Bucket of Goo?
Is such obtuse concepts that it's like I'm just trying to decide what kind of bucket of goo. Kind of thinking maybe do medical stuff.
Nice.
Because like that could go either way. Right? Because you could also do bad medical stuff, right? If you wanted to. Like,
yeah, Dr. Goo. So we need to make up some stuff for medical stuff.
Medical stuff.
So good medical stuff is you treat them successfully.
And does that count whether I'm trying to do good stuff or bad stuff, like heal a crewmate or harm a hostile alien?
Sure. I mean, if you have someone on a strapped down on a table, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking more like,
Or like inject them with a.
well, yeah, exactly. Like I goo inside their alien ear to poke their brain, or I don't know. I don't know. Again, it'll discover itself with play, I think. Demouse treat successfully.
Terrible side effects.
Yeah, I was almost exactly what I was gonna say. My first thought was like unintended consequence, same basic thing.
You use up your supply. So you treat them successfully. There's a terrible side effect. You use up your supplies, and someone else insists they can do it better.
And then we pick the other three as well, you said, right?
Yeah, go ahead and pick your other 3 actions.
Let's see. Make prayers.
We got 1 breaky person and 1 fixie person.
As any good crew should. I always love bold experiment. I know I took that last time. I'm taking it again.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, name your StarFolk and let's introduce them. We'll start with Nyx. Oh yeah, and pick a archetype, I guess. You're what kind of person you are on the show.
What are the archetypes?
Just like a daring captain or a sensitive engineer or a weird bartender. It could be like security officer or ship's counselor, whatever. Glorp.
Inscrutable alien.
Nice.
Meaning kind of like you're never quite, they're not human, so like sometimes they have different motivations or you don't understand, or sometimes you might even question like, are they where their allegiances lie?
Aaron Skyclaw.
They're inscrutable, hard to understand. They don't think like us. He's a bucket of goo.
And archetype is something that we are making up.
Yeah, just like how someone would describe you on the show.
Hot shot pilot.
Yeah.
Or myself. I would describe myself. Someone on the show,
yeah.
including me.
Cool. Go ahead and introduce Aaron Skyclaw.
All right. Baron Skyclaw. He, him pronouns. Is a hotshot pilot. It's a birdling. Which means I am a hawk guy. Yeah, I'm really good at it, and I'm a hawk guy. And sometimes, oops, what just happened?
What? I just changed it to hawkling instead of birdling.
Ah, I see. Okay. How much do you want us to go into for our introductions?
Whatever you like.
I am really good at stuff, except when I'm not. But even then, I meant it. And I can just show off, show them what I'm made of, for better or for worse. I rush into danger. I can give a rousing speech, and I do have some weird customs. Not everyone understands my culture, but I'm here to be an ambassador for goods, for good, for being good at stuff.
Fantastic. And you're the pilot, right?
I'm a pilot.
Cool.
Someone's got to be in charge.
Tell us about Glorp.
I'm Glorp. My people don't have pronouns, but to exist in your world, I chose it because I'm neither he nor she or they. I'm Glorp.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we need pronouns? Just be Glorp. I'm an inscrutable alien who mainly does. He's very versatile, luckily, because of my gooiness. So specifically in the medical field, my glorpiness kind of allows me to be able to like seep into people and have easy access to your cellular structure or internal organs. So I can, I can do non-invasive medical things, and but also make repairs. That's another of my skills because it's easy for me to just glorp into a control panel or an engine or into parts. That also includes an interface with the interface. You need a key. I'll make my finger into a key. Blurp. And bold experiments, because who knows what I can do with this form. Even though I don't always understand, I'm a bit of a wild card because of being an inscrutable alien. So you might perceive my actions differently than me. I'm like, there's nothing bad about what I did. I just seeped into him and ceased his brain functioning because he was, endangering us.
Yeah, of course. Great. And
I'm standing right here.
Skyclaw is forceful, which means you can always adjust the result roll for your action by one, and Glorp is adaptable. You can swap an option of this in an action with another before rolling. Great.
So demonstrate that for me.
So you want to do medical stuff, but you want to do it to get information from someone. So you could swap out there's a terrible side effect with useful information obtained from your interface with the interface. And then when you roll out, you can take that as an option.
Okay, so I like swap it with options from my other moves?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I would do that because I have advantage on do medical stuff?
Because that's your main role.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'd be better at rolling that. So instead of rolling interface with interface, I might be able to pull that out of do medical stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if it's like a computer, you can't do medical stuff on a computer.
Oh, I can try with a bold experiment.
There you go. Let's see. I also added. Give yourself a roll 1d4. We have our dice roller linked on the info tab. That's how many hits you have. And hits are dramatic hit points. You take hits when things happen. When you get to 0, you get knocked out or captured or something. And then next time you show up, you'll roll 1d4 and get that number of hits. So your hits is variable throughout the play.
Hey, I rolled a 1. Yay, I'm a fragile bucket of goo.
For now.
Sorry, I lost
very brittle
our
goo
spreadsheet.
today.
Okay, I found our spreadsheet. And we're rolling.
Roll 1d4 for hits.
Can I use my forceful on this roll?
No.
Okay.
Only
Oh,
on
Flint was my other guy. Okay, what's this guy? Aaron's Sky Claw. A 2. Better than Glorp.
Great.
You're twice as strong as me.
Twice as strong as Glorp.
Cool. Then on the NPC tab, name your ship, and someone will roll the number of hits that your ship has. Maybe our pilot should do that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's probably like a Birdman
Oh yeah, Birdman ship.
So I think it's named the Talon.
Fantastic.
When we were deciding,
I was named the Back Talon.
Glorp was like, we should name it Splat. And Aaron was like, no, let's not do that.
It already has a name.
Already has a name.
And then roll 1d4 for hits for the ship. Same rules there.
All right, I'll do that for us. No, 1.
All right.
I got it used from my cousin. Does a fixer-upper.
Is that supposed to be the Black Talon? Is that what you said?
The Back Talon.
Oh, it is the back. Oh, the Back Talon. Okay, gotcha.
Versus the Front Talon.
Of course. What is the?
I've seen planets where they have a middle talon as well, 6-legged birds.
Yeesh.
Ew.
What is the theme song for our crew?
I'll let Glort pick.
It's the Lost in Space theme. Either one of them, because there's 2 depending on the series. I mean the season. Both composed by John Williams, I believe. They're both really good. So you can take your pick of whichever Lost in Space theme you like better.
All right.
The one that goes did it. That's one. And then the other one goes I
think it's definitely that one.
I choose the one with the melody.
The TV show that uses a different TV show's theme song.
We licensed it. It's fine.
We don't have our own songwriter yet.
Right. This is the pilot.
We're like, this one's good. They haven't used it in a while. That show's been off the air for a long time.
Yeah. The public domain, we'll find out.
Public domain, we'll find out.
There's no laws in space.
Cool. Put that in your theme song slot there. And I added some new stuff for the GM here. I've got tables that are built similarly to the tables in Lasers and Feelings, but vastly expanded, runs on D4s. Some things are the same, some things are different. So I'm going to roll a whole bunch of D4s and see what this episode is about and hope it hangs together. Let's see. 2D4. There's a 4 and a 3, which gives us an old mentor. Ooh, someone has an old mentor. And that's a 2 and a 2. An old mentor wants to empower. Something adventurous already. 1 and a 3 wants to empower the alien homeworld, which will 4/4 return the dead. Okay. Who do you think has an old mentor between the two of you?
I could go either way.
I'd say probably Aaron, more likely. Some weird alien bucket of goo.
Yeah. We have a highly hierarchical society. This is my mandatory mentor.
Great. So this is
Gray Wing.
Dusk Onyx is your mentor.
Okay.
Dusk Onyx. Hawkman mentor. And I guess maybe we're back on the Hawkman homeworld. You've been invited back for maybe it's like you're gonna be part of a ceremony where like the next generation of hawklings are like getting their, like they already have wings, but they're getting like wings. They're getting like inducted to
Aaron is weeping openly.
the thing is. And your old mentor, Dusk Onyx, is kind of like doing the final thing, and they let's do a little paint the scene. Like, what is what about this ceremony is different than other like regular like military or graduation ceremonies for the Hawkmen, the Hawklings?
I think it is one of the few times that Hawkmen do like show a lot of emotion. Because it's like the rite of passage as a hawk person. Like, if you don't make it through this, you're not like in our society. You have to like kind of go make your way somewhere off planet. So there's like all the tears that have been saved up come out of our bodies as tears of relief. It's like the only day where it's permitted to like be kind of blubbery as a Hawkman. And it's not really something that we let other species see. And so I think Aaron really warmed Glorp.
So Glorp,
you may see some strange things.
A guest of honor.
I think I shape shifted into a hawk person just so I'd blend in, and the other hawk people wouldn't feel self-conscious about
yeah, no one is really allowed
being emotional around this weird bucket of goo, man.
Yeah.
Hawkman.
Maybe best not to talk.
Yeah, true. I don't know.
Glorp, what else is different about this ceremony than other like graduation ceremonies or induction ceremonies?
There's an air of tension and increased security for some reason.
Yes, absolutely.
I think I asked her, I'm like, do these ceremonies always have so many armed guards?
Not like this.
Oh, sorry, Mark. Did you mean like versus other times this ceremony has happened?
Oh, no, but this is, both of those are good.
Oh, okay. Just like versus other like normal military ceremonies.
Two different
Skyclaw,
alien perspectives.
Is this ceremony usually like a bunch, like dozens, or is it like these are the 3 or 4 hawklings that graduated this time?
I think it's usually a lot, but there's only a few this year.
Cool. And yeah, cool. And I think after the sort of formalities are done, Dusk Onyx, I'm going to call him Onyx. Onyx calls up Skyclaw to give the final like inspirational speech to the new inductees to the Hawkling Corps.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Onyx, after all the induction stuff is done, Onyx calls on Skyclaw to give a rousing speech to the new inductees to the Hawkling Corps.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's me. Yeah. And I think Aaron, like, this may be the first time Glorp ever has seen Aaron like a little bit nervous. Hard not to remember myself when I was all of your ages, and I know it seems an impossible task to have made it here. And yet you have. Now you are part of the Hawk people. And this means one thing. Everything you do from now on is not something that says something about you. It says something about us as a people. Now go forth and remember that now you represent us.
And I think Glorp, having witnessed many ceremonies on ships and humans, thinks that what he needs to do now is flap his wings together and go, yay, 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 yay.
Great. I'm going to need a rousing speech roll from...
Yes, that's what I was about to ask. Do I get to roll? Okay, rousing speech. Great, good. 4, 2.
2. So pick 2 of those things.
I think people, a key point is misunderstood. And I'm starting to be quoted or misquoted.
What part do you think those are?
I think people misunderstand the like representing us piece to mean that they should all be ambassadors. And that they should move away from I think it is the Hawk Planet is not actually where young people stay anymore.
Yeah,
like everyone leaves. Everyone leaves the nest. And so they were like, cool, got it. Ambassador is going to go somewhere else. So that means like the Hawk Planet is mostly like elders. And people start to quote me as ambassadors to other species. They start to quote me of like they must fear the claw, I think was part of the speech too.
Great.
So it's just great. Is that what? Yeah. Sorry, that feels like really world building and not really like affecting us right now. Is that still
that's great?
Okay?
No, that's perfect.
Okay. Cool. That's true now.
I think I want Glorp to make a roll too on weird customs since you're trying to blend in. And since you don't have that skill, you're going to roll, and I'm going to either change or remove one of the things after you roll.
So I roll a d4?
Yeah, always d4s here.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 4.
So cool. Good news. Good news is you get a new action. So you get weird customs after this.
Good. I thought about taking that.
When you roll a 4, you get to move it. You have to get a new one. Okay, that's awesome.
But the disadvantage is if you don't roll a 4, then I get whether you roll a 4 or not, I get to change one or add one. So cool. I think so. The 4 that are there are you're able to pass for a native. You can explain to someone else what's going on. It's super embarrassing, and you cause great offense. I think I'm just going to take off. You're able to pass for a native.
You bastard.
But now you have that skill, or that action. So you're able to explain this to someone else. I don't know if there's anyone else here that needs explaining to. So it is super embarrassing, I think, to Skyclaw, because you are causing great offense by clapping your wings together, which really isn't a thing that happens.
For an extended period of time, waiting for everyone to join in, and nobody ever joins in.
Wings are not for clapping.
Yeah, Skyclaw, how do, what do Hawkmen do? Do like snap their jaws, or I don't know, like what's their clapping equivalent?
I mean, I think we use our voices.
You do the red tail hawk call?
It's just like a caw.
Yeah, we just caw. Yeah, I don't think we wings are for flying.
You might damage
it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to touch your wings together.
Fantastic.
Or
it means it's disrespectful. Yeah.
It's a good way to damage your wings and not be able to fly.
Yeah.
Damage them. It means you you're kind of it's not like showing off too. Like my wings are so strong.
You only do that for mating displays.
Yeah. Or you're about to fight or fuck.
Yep. And because of
showing
that,
off how strong they are, because they're actually very, very fragile.
Yeah. Because of that, Skyclaw, as you're finishing up your speech, you see some security moving in to intercept the intruder, who they have definitely pegged. But your speech ends, and Onyx takes the stage again, and says, "And now that we have, now that we've reinvigorated our ranks, I call upon the Hawkling Corps to fulfill a mission that I've wanted to undertake for some time, ever since and he names a couple old companions of his who have died in the course of action. Says ever since this person fell in the Skymaxian incident, and ever since this person gave his life to retrieve the secrets from Dread Emperor Rex, the Hawkmen are brave, Hawkmen are strong, Hawklings are strong, but despite our traditional practices, the losses have been too great. And now I call on every Hawkling to join me. We will descend upon the planet Dralex, the grave planet, and retrieve our dead from the afterworld."
Oh.
And I think there are some people are calling in, yeah, and there is some murmuring of what and he kind of gestures behind him, and you're probably on a stage or something, and the curtains fall back, and there's a small fleet of ships preparing to take off. At the same time, security is descending upon Glorp,
who's still clapping and saying, "Yay! Yay! Why is nobody else doing this? Yay!"
What do the two of you do?
But could we have a quick break also at that cliffhanger?
Yeah, I think that's a great place for the commercial.
Yeah. Cliffhanger. Yeah.
Cool. We'll come back top of the hour.
Sweet.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All I've been doing is playing Blueprints.
Oh yeah,
All I've been doing.
I've got that, but I haven't fired it up yet because it's on the little thing.
And as previously discussed, it's like 95% fucking awesome, loving it, with 5% of my problem with roguelikes, where I'm like, doing the same things 95% of the time to hopefully win the lottery and get that little nugget of new something this time.
So it's 100% good for me, is what you're saying.
Mark loves that shit. I don't know if it's for me.
I like to say in general, there's a lot of roguelikes I don't like, but like Blueprints somehow manages to do it right where I can. It's fun enough that like I don't really feel the frustration that mostly if I feel fun.
Yeah.
It's only just a little bit of like day 26 going in again, doing mostly the same thing the entire time. But since it's all random room draws, it's still kind of exciting because you never know what you're going to get. And you're like, ooh, I got the cool rare solarium, neato. And then what was really frustrating is last night, for the first time, I opened the door to the mysterious room 46, which is your goal. But then I had one step left and couldn't go to it. Couldn't do anything. I was like, there, I opened the door. There's room 46. I'm out of steps.
Oh, well.
Oh no.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
But what's so weird is you get these places where you feel like, oh man, I'm just not making any progress anymore. And you'll have one run where suddenly you break open and have a ton of shit. And like, oh my God, new room and a new thing and this thing. And now, oh my God, we like 10 new things this round. What happened?
Roguelike. Cool. We are back from commercial break. So the hawkmen are piling, or hawklings are piling into the ships. Security is bearing down on Glorp. I think the main decision is, do you want to try to get back to your ship? Do you want to try to sneak onto the hawkling ships, or do you want to try to stop them here, or help them here? Whatever you want to do. I think Glorp is aware of the impending danger. Definitely.
I definitely want to rush into danger. Yeah, I think I'm swept up in the like patriotism and like start marching along with the hawklings that I see out of the corner of my eye. The like, yeah. Okay, I see what I'm gonna do. I see that Glorp is in trouble, and so I'm gonna go over and try a boastful display instead of rushing into danger. And I think I'm gonna do the boastful display by I want to yes and Glorp's clapping somehow. I think I want to say like, Cassandra, I told you not to bring our dramatics here. Just because you jilted me at the last huck. Initiation does not mean you can come here and mate and do a mating display. This is highly inappropriate, just like you. I am so sorry, officers. And I think I also do like a really intricate like mating display as well. Like, which would be super embarrassing, but I like yes and what Glorp is doing.
What is the boast that you're doing that you're like?
The boast is that like I have this like ex who is like so into me that they are willing to embarrass themselves this way at the thing. Cool. Like that I'm such a catch that someone would like publicly humiliate themselves to try to get back into my graces.
Fantastic. So roll your d4 and you can adjust the roll by 1 in either direction.
Cassandra Greywing. 4.
4. Do you want to make it a 3, 4, or 5?
What happens if you make it a 5?
What happens with a?
We'll find out.
I definitely want to make a 5 because I want to find out what that means.
Yeah. Secret new temporary option. The
Secret.
GM.
Do I lose 2?
So I think so. 4, definitely. You are swaying the disposition of some of your naysayers, so they are going to buy whatever you're selling. You're creating an opportunity. So,
oh no, an admirer.
What's the opportunity you're trying to create to get away?
An opening to get back to the ship where I'm like, come with me, Cassandra. We can talk in private.
I mean, it makes sense that you develop an admirer because you're doing a mating dance.
Yep.
So I'm sure probably several of the people around here are like, oh yeah, you want it? I want it. You want it?
I think one of the guards, like, develops a big crush.
Yep. And she's just like, I think maybe she like starts doing the mating display as well. And I think that attracts the unwanted intention is that she is mated to another hawkling there. And her partner is also just like, what are you doing? And I think a fight breaks out there. And I think in the like you get caught in the scuffle of basically like a hawkling brawl going on because of your mating display. I think that's what causes the opportunity. I think in the brawl you're going to take a hit as well, so you're not going to hit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You get your
ladies
banged up.
Yeah, I think her wife comes at me too. Yeah, so I just like got 2 hawk ladies just fighting over me, but not over me.
Feathers everywhere, wings flapping, talons clacking.
Okay, I lost a hit point. Worth it.
Yeah,
this is great. Love this.
Beaks backing.
But you are able to make it back to the ship just as the other hawkling ships are taking off for the planet Dralex, the Grave Planet.
A grave planet?
The Grave Planet Dralex.
Grave, Grave.
Grave.
Great, gravy.
As in serious or full of graves?
As in full of graves.
Okay. Oh, it's where our dead are. Yeah, we want to raise them.
The dead are.
We want zombie hawks, obviously.
So, what would you like to do now that you're on the ship?
Oh gosh, I hadn't thought that far ahead. This is Glorp's domain, unless I'm driving.
You are the pilot.
Can I know that I don't think this is technically a mechanic, but like, can I tend to Aaron's wounds to give them that point back?
No, because it's not it's not health. It's not just basically like, where in the plot are you? It's not hit points. It's just right. It's just what narrative beat are you on? When are you due to take a hit in the story?
Yeah, I guess I did want to give Glorp a chance to do something if they wanted to.
Yeah, do you want to do something on the way back to the ship, or like what do you do to get the ship prepared when you take off?
That's a good question.
I imagine security is probably hot on your tail.
Yeah, I'm gonna plan to rush into danger. So any preparations you want to take, knowing that I'm gonna do that with the ship.
Maybe are we in like some kind of like docking bay or something?
I'm like, because it's like a Flash Gordon ship, it's probably just like sitting on the ground. Whether it's like that or like that, it's just sitting there, and you run up and climb the ladder and then get in and light the fireworks on the back.
Maybe since there's a Hawkman in pursuit and it'll take us a minute to, warm up the engine and all that stuff. So they're definitely going to catch up with the ship. So I was thinking maybe I would interface with the interface to engage the electro hull protocols to keep them off the ship long enough for us to warm it up and be able to take off.
I think you could do that. I think that's less of a like interface with the interface is kind of like talking with some computer that you're not familiar with. Your ship's computer you're totally familiar with, so you can just do that. Great. So you're able to take off without the security patrol on the ground getting you. You are probably right behind the hawkling armada that is heading towards Dralex. How do you want to? What is your intention now that you know that Onyx is going to try to bring back dead Hawkmen somehow from the Grave Planet? What do you feel about that?
I mean, that's definitely, it's Aaron's. I don't know anything about this. Everything's fine. Look, I've seen a lot of other ceremonies, and everybody only seemed to be offended and look at me weird because I wasn't clapping and yelling yay. Now everybody gets offended and looks at me weird because I'm clapping and yelling yay. You people make no sense. None of you people. When I say you people, I mean all non-gooey people. You tell me, what do we want to do, Aaron? Do we need to stop them? Or do we stay
Onyx,
out of Hawk affairs? How does this,
this is what Onyx said to do. We should do it.
So you want to protect them, probably.
Yeah.
You're
We're gonna
joining
go
the
in,
fleet.
protect them, join the fleet. Yeah.
Great.
This is what we've been told. This is our mission. We should be told. We should do it.
Fantastic. So I think we can cut ahead to landing on the planet Dralex with the rest of the Hawkling fleet. As you approach planet Dralex, what unusual thing about the planet itself can you see from space that tells you that this is a bad place to be? What do you see?
Is it something we can sense and not see? Is that okay?
I'd like to have a visual thing, but you can do that.
A visual thing?
Okay. Yeah, you can do both.
I was just like, there's bad vibes. Like,
oh yeah, there's definitely bad vibes.
You get like an eerie feeling. What do we see?
I was thinking that it's. Are you guys? I was just all both of us. Anyone?
Yeah, paint the scene for both of you. Like the Hawkman, the Hawkling theme goes into a minor key. And...
I was thinking that it's the whole surface of the planet is non-Newtonian fluid, because that makes it real easy. Like when you have dead, you just drop them off on a planet and they go blur, and they sink down into the. But then, like, if you need to, you can walk on the surface as long as you keep moving.
Yeah, that's how we visit our dead.
Don't stop, or you'll become one of them.
Oh, okay, yes. And the non-Newtonian gloopiness has a gradient, and our most esteemed dead are put in the like slowest going down so that we can go visit them more often. So there's like skeletons still sitting up there of like the highest ranking Hawkmen. Whereas like if you die as a private, you're probably like buried pretty quickly. So there's like just various sunken amounts of bodies depending on rank.
Great. So the Hawklings don't need to worry about the non-Newtonians because they just fly over. They pour out of the
also we've never really noticed that other than
that's
it
probably
being
why
like
they chose this as
a feature.
I think this is not just a Hawkling grave planet. This is just like planet of the dead in the area.
Oh, okay, yeah, in the area. Yeah. Our landfill.
No digging necessary. Just drop them off. They'll sink in.
Drop them off. What can you see from space that is weird about the planet?
Something has taken, like there's a chunk missing. It looks like something had escaped.
Ooh.
And made a big hole.
Nice.
And left.
I like this planet. It reminds me of myself. Gooey and Glorpy.
Gooey, the piece missing. So yeah.
The piece
missing. And so as the Hawkman armada kind of wings its way across, you're not sure exactly where they're going, but they are following Onyx, and he is yelling loudly. Of course, everyone can hear. Just that's how it works. And he's just yelling to the gate. And you see the stream of like dozens of Hawkmen kind of going to this. There are like solid like outcroppings of rock on the planet. So there's like goopiness all over, but there's like mountain peaks and like places that you can kind of land and be not sink in. And he's leading them to this kind of dark gray peak, and there's a lightning and stuff, and there are two obelisks on there, and he gets the hawklings to land nearby and starts going and like doing stuff to the obelisks. Kind of like looks like if there were controls there, he would be messing with controls. But he's like it's more like tracing over runes on them and like doing something that he's doing on purpose. Would you like to do anything or allow this to proceed?
Yeah, seems fine.
Yeah, and
I'll help him out.
After a moment, the runes on the obelisk light up purple, and this like swirling gate opens between them, and Onyx just like flaps his wings, takes off, and says, "To the land of the dead," and leads the leads the hawklings in there. Do you follow?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, land of the dead sounds like a prime place that could use some medical help.
Yep. Great. What does it look like in there? What changes immediately as you go into the portal?
I think everything's in black and white.
Yep.
And there's like dry ice fog.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep.
I think it's like the reverse. It's like almost like a reverse dimension of the world on the outside. Mm-hmm. So it's the same planet, but the glorpiness is gone.
Oh, I think maybe instead of sky, like you're inside of this dome. So like where the planet was is this void, and kind of like the outside is stone and goop. But like as you go in, it feels like the space is stretched. So it's not like it looks like planet shaped void in this kind of like rock cave thing. But as you go towards the center, it feels like space kind of expands. So like it's really weird dimensionally.
But there's bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
Just kind of floating some, so not like laying on ground rings, just like almost like 3D space where it's like just bodies over there and over here and down here, up there, down there, over here.
And before too long, Onyx makes his way to this kind of like mausoleum looking building, this like black stone building, and it kind of lands and strides in up the steps, and there is a ridiculously long hall that feels like clearly you're able to walk across it in a reasonable amount of time, but it feels almost like it's like a day-long trip, even though it's just like, oh, this is like this long hall. And at the end is this like robed figure sitting on this throne of skulls, and probably twice as big as a normal person, 12, 15 feet tall, sitting down. And Onyx goes up to it and says, as our arrangement, I've brought my hawklings here to challenge you in order to bring back our honored dead. And the thing stands up and pulls its hood back, and it's dead space wizard looking guy. He's got like long, stringy, greasy, like black hair and like sunken eyes that like have little coals in them, and it just kind of opens its skull jaw, and this like hideous laugh comes out, and it just says, "Fool, you've fallen into you fall into my trap. You cannot return the dead from the land of the dead. In fact, no one may return. And now I have trapped all the hawklings here forever."
What a devious plan!
All right, well, I guess that's the end of the episode. It's been fun.
I think he like puts his palm out, and this like violet ray comes out and hits Onyx, and Onyx just like does the like glows, and then the skeleton falls down.
Oh no, my mentor.
And this throws the hawklings into disarray. What do you do?
Or data ray, whichever one. I mean,
it feels like time to rush into danger.
Rush into danger.
This seems like a prime rushing into danger thing. It's
that was my mentor. And I think
what are you doing
wanna,
to rush into danger?
I think I want to like head slide, fly, and try to grab this wizard around the waist and topple him over. Like just kind of whatever that's called. Tackled.
Great.
Bird tackle.
Roll your rush into danger.
Absolutely.
So many fours. Another
Whoa.
4.
I thought I rolled a few times because I kept thinking that I hadn't, and that was a 4. Oh wait, did I lose one earlier from boastful display because I rolled a 4?
Lose one.
When you rolled a 4, well, I rolled a 5 earlier for boastful display.
Oh, so are you thinking of the like if you use a skill that you don't have?
Sorry, when Heath lost something earlier.
Right.
What was that about?
Because Heath was doing the weird customs roll, and Glorp did not have that ability.
Oh.
And so when you can roll on any ability you want, but if it's one that you don't have, then I get to fuck with it. But if you roll a 4, then you get that ability.
We can add it. Okay, cool, cool. Never mind. Now I understand.
But you are rushing into danger, and you rolled a 4. So an innocent bystander gets involved. Interesting. You make it unscathed. Someone or something was left behind, and several comrades are injured or killed. I think that last one is easy. I think as you so you make it unscathed. You do tackle the wizard, and the wizard is tackled. You're on the ground with the wizard, or up against the wall, or however you want to be there. What was it? So comrades are injured or killed. I think there's an all-out thing here. I think these kind of the like kind of smaller versions of him got crawl out of holes in the wall of the mausoleum, and start just kind of like leaping on the backs of Hawkman, like pulling their wings off, and they're grappling and fighting. And so some of them have like laser tridents and stuff. The Hawklings do, and it's a big old brawl. What was left behind? What did you leave behind when you went to tackle the wizard?
I left behind something or someone left behind.
Were you so Hawkmen were flying? How was Glorp getting there? Were you being carried by Skyclaw?
Oh yeah, maybe I had Glorp in a bucket.
Yeah.
I dropped the bucket of Glorp.
Bucket. Great.
And so Glorp is now slowly oh wait, I don't know if the
this is inside like a building, but yeah. But you're on the ground surrounded by these.
I did drop Glorp.
Skeleton guys. And an innocent bystander gets involved. Let me think about what that means here. So Glorp, you're kind of got dropped into the middle of this skeleton wizard hawkling brawl in this mausoleum in the land of the dead. How do you deal with that?
I got a couple of ideas.
I remember you can use any action you want. You just got to roll for it.
That's true. God, I remember what they all are. I kind of wanted to. Trying to kind of wanted to use my weird customs, maybe.
That's more of like, trying to fit into a social situation, or like
Oh,
you've encountered a new alien species and you're trying to be diplomatic.
well, I mean, I guess it.
They do not care for diplomacy. They are interested in
Yeah,
taking.
that's not how I was thinking about using it. I was thinking like if I knew a weird custom of the Death Wizard.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's appropriate there. This is just a fight right now. Or what would you like to do, and we can figure out a move or action for it.
I'm trying to think of a different tack to take now.
I think like the immediate situation is like you're on the ground, and like 3 or 4 of these skeleton things are kind of like crawling towards you on the ground. Like, not sure, like you don't look like a hawkman, but we're gonna probably fuck you up anyway.
Let me see. I might try something I don't have then.
You could just fight. It's always an option.
No, not really a fighty person.
Slap him with your goo, Glorp. Or you could puppet someone.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Or make it slippery.
What about a tense negotiation?
I don't think there's any negotiating happening here.
Make the floor gooey.
This is the most cock blocky game.
I mean, you're just surrounded by like skeleton wizard things that are gonna try and jump on you. Like, there's not negotiating with that.
Yeah, but you're supposed to like negotiate with the Death Wizard to call his stuff, or you just like ways like, aha, I know your Death Wizard customs, or
Oh yeah, maybe knowing something
just
about
like,
it.
all right, I guess I'll bash one of them in the face.
Ooh, maybe there's a yeah, is there like a kind of like find their weakness kind of thing?
It'd
Yeah.
also be fun to do things we're not good at, though,
Yeah.
sometimes. So fighting as Glorp is funny. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it just, to me, that's always like, I don't know. It's not that I'm not good at it. It's just like, it's the most boring option to me is like, all right, well,
I mean, it is in genre.
Combat.
So
That's true. We're pretty pulpy.
yeah. So do you want to tussle with him, or do you want to try and like look for a weakness, I guess?
Yeah, I've seen Aaron do it enough. So I'm gonna, oh shit, I didn't mean to, I just accidentally added rush into, control rush into danger. I'm like, that seems to always work out. Apparently that's what you need to do, is rush into danger.
Cool. How are you rushing into danger? Like, what are you doing to? Are you like rushing at them, or like rushing into the fight? What does that look like?
Yeah, I guess since I'm currently in a bucket, I'll try to envelop one of them and just pour myself over their form, or ooze over and venom envelop them.
That sounds like a tussle.
All right, cool.
Cool. Roll a d4 for a sweaty tussle.
Where's my dice?
One. Cool. So you've got them where you want them. Oh, and I get to change one. Ooh, yeah.
How do we see those without? Because we can't. I don't
they're over on the data tab, or they're on the
data tab,
or on the document. I just copied the stuff over from the document. It's linked in the info tab. So you rolled a 1. I get to change one. I think what happens is like you go to envelop them, and like you envelop one, but there's a whole bunch of them, and so like you've got one and the rest of them are kind of like on you, kind of like trying to like tear at you, but you're too tough to tear apart. But I think you are going to take that hit, which takes you down to 0, which means you're kind of you're under a pile of skeleton guys right now. But when you come back, you get to roll another d4 and you might get more hits. So while that's happening, how is Skyclaw dealing with the wizard now that you've got him tackled?
Yeah, I feel like I'm like sitting on him now.
Mm-hmm.
I've got him kind of pinned down by sitting on him. Now what do I do? I definitely want to do like either a speech or a display.
Oh, and you also see that Glorp is like completely dogpiled by these skeleton things.
Oh, yeah, Glorp. Good point.
Do you do something to the wizard, or do you save your friend?
Yeah, I want to do a boastful display to the wizard to make him control the. Is he controlling this? I'm convinced he's controlling the installations. And be like, control your minions and take them off my friend. Or I will
or maybe since you're boasting, like kind of maybe this is about like how you as a hawkling, or your hawkling, like everything, like how foolish they are for even attempting this. Like what's the boast?
I think the boast is like, this has happened before. And what's the wizard's name? Or do I maybe I know
we don't
it?
know yet. Yeah.
I've heard stories of you, and I know how this one ends. The hawklings always triumph over the wizards and their skeleton ilk. And this story shall be no different. Back down now, and we shall be merciful.
Great. Roll your boastful display.
Boastful display? That feels right. See, look, negotiating.
I don't know about negotiating. That's not more intimidation.
1.
A 1. So you can change that up or down, or you can leave it.
I would love to change it up 1, because I think having 2 things happen is very fun. Are you deciding what 2 things happen?
Nope, you do.
I love continuing to develop admirers. And an opportunity?
Yeah.
No, wait, or do I want to unwanted attention and opportunity? Yeah, let's do unwanted attention and opportunity.
Okay, cool. Unwanted attention. I think I'm going to throw in the not admirer, but I think at this point, because of your boasts, and because Onyx was disintegrated by a wizard, I think the hawklings kind of see you as their de facto leader at this point, and start kind of bringing the fight to around where you are. And I think that
now I have a squadron.
You do, but you're all like, I think you're at the center of the brawl now. I think the attention, and they see you as the leader, so they're going to start focusing on trying to get to you, and the rest of the hawkmen are like trying to hold them off. Hawklings are trying to hold them off, and you want to create an opportunity for what?
Blorp to get out.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's the same thing happened.
Yeah, maybe the hawklings like go after the skeletons that are. They noticed that I had. The speech was so loud and like echoes over in the room that they were like, got it, that's an order for us. And so they go help Glorp.
Yeah, and they see, I think also maybe the skeletons that are on Glorp, like they see that you're the prime target now, and they kind of like get off of him and start going towards you. I think that'll get Glorp back up. So roll another d4 for your hits, new hits.
Hello. 2
hits. Cool. You got 2 hits.
Wow. Twice as many as me.
I emerged twice as strong as before.
So now that the skeleton guys are kind of crawling towards Skyclaw, and they're kind of like on the floor and like on the walls and on the ceiling, just kind of like seething towards the main event there. Glorp, you have an opportunity now. What would you like to do?
What happened? What happened to Death Wizard dude at this point? I'm trying to
remember. I think Skyclaw is still astride him.
Okay, right.
Sitting on him, straddling him at the moment.
I think he's going to get overpowered in just a moment, though. Analyze risk is one of the fantasy basics that is available. If that's something that you're interested in doing, I don't think it's on the. Oh yeah, it is. It is on the thing. Thing? If you want to kind of like look around and see what you can do, or anything else.
Sure, that sounds like a glorpy thing to do.
Cool. You don't have it yet, so roll a d4 and I'll change one.
Wait, am I on correct, or is there 5 listed there under that?
Say again?
I was looking at that. Is there 5 of them under the data tab there?
Nope. Lines 11 through 14.
Oh, okay. What's line 10? Is that just
the that's just the subheading, yeah.
Oh, okay, dig it. Yes, bro. Hey, I'm 4.
Great. So new details are revealed to you. You know it's a potential danger. You take too long and you miss something important.
We love 4s in this game, apparently.
Great. I think I'm going to swap out the new details are revealed to you with the opening is unstable from open a path. And I think that and the potential danger is you have a moment to breathe as the skeletons are all kind of focusing up front now, kind of like at the back of the thing. And I think like as you're kind of like looking around for what to do, you see outside and you can see it's hard to tell distance, but the portal back to the not dead world is closing.
And since I rolled a 4, does that mean I have that action now?
Oh yeah, you do. You have analyze risk now. Yeah, you do have that. Right.
Picked up 2 new actions this game.
And you take too long. Well, I think you take too long and you miss something important. Are going to combine. And I think the important thing that you miss is the I think you've taken too long to I think you see the portal like almost closed, and because you're watching that, you don't see like the big skeleton worm rearing up behind you to strike. It kind of like clacked up and is like about to get you, and Skyclaw definitely sees that. What would you like to do? Skyclaw, you're kind of like in the middle of the fray. You see Glorp about to be swallowed by a giant skeleton snake,
which I don't see, right?
What's that?
Which you don't see that.
Yeah. It's like,
okay.
Oh, the portal's closing.
I'm like,
okay, so
the portal's closing.
The portal's closing. That's what Glorp notices. There's a snake about to eat Glorp. I'm sitting on the wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Can I want to like restrain the wizard so he doesn't do anything and then go after the snake.
You want to tell me how you do that. Yeah.
Maybe could I just like hold the wizard by the scruff of his neck and use him to bash the snake.
Great.
2 problems, 1 stone.
Great. So yeah, that's going to be some kind of combat move, none of which are really written.
I think that's the saying that the hawkmen have because the bird thing is offensive, and we say 2 problems, 1 stone.
Right. I think that's going to be a desperate blow, we'll call that. None of
yeah.
So go ahead and roll a d4 and we'll find out what happens.
Let me find a desperate blow. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
you
they're
don't
not
know.
scored yet.
All right. D4. I rolled a 3 because we got to make up at least 3 of them.
Cool. Is there anything I can steal?
What about succeeds beyond your wildest dreams?
So you're gonna get 3 options. I'm gonna remove or change one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove one, so I don't have to write the third one. I think you. I'm going to steal from aggressive attack from OddFolk. You overwhelm your target. You hit too hard. You leave yourself vulnerable, or you do extra damage.
Yeah, that feels right. Yeah.
Which of those 2 would you like? Or which 3 would you like? And I'll take away one.
The audio processing is not helpful. Could you tell me where we're looking?
I'm looking in a document that you don't have, so I'll paste these options into chat.
Yeah, I need some reading. Thank you.
So pick 3 of those, and I will change and remove one.
I want to overwhelm my target. I want to leave myself vulnerable. And I want to hit. Oh wait, yeah. I don't want to hit too hard.
Hit too hard. Great.
Extra damage and too hard feel very similar. How are those different?
I think doing extra damage is doing extra damage to your target, and hitting too hard is probably like damaging yourself or something around.
Okay, yeah. That feels right. Like I want to be successful, but it like be like, okay, buddy.
So I'm gonna change you hit too hard to the option from Russian Danger, where a bunch of people get killed. And I think
oh no,
the skeletons are starting to overwhelm the hawkmen, the hawklings. So they're starting to retreat a little bit. Or like not a little bit. They're getting the fuck out of the mausoleum and kind of flying towards the portal, which is almost closed. You leave yourself vulnerable, and you said you hit too hard, right?
Yeah, I hit too hard.
Cool. I think the hitting too hard means that so you shatter the snake with the space wizard's body, and I think I think as you like his like skin and bones kind of fly everywhere too, and his like skull it just comes off, and now there's like a floating laughing skull kind of coming at you. It's like, you've destroyed my physical form, but this is not the physical world, and now you're in my house now, dog.
But I think it's after me and no longer Glorp.
Yeah, it's definitely after you. The skeleton snake is taken care of. The hawkmen are trying to retreat, but the portal is almost closed, and the little skeleton dudes are going after them, and probably coming after you as well. What's next?
Seems like it's time for another speech.
And I think you're in imminent danger of getting. I think the skull's eyes are starting to like glow brightly, and he's probably fixing to do the same thing to you that he did to Onyx. Like with eye beams.
No.
Glorp, how are you reacting to this sudden rescue?
I am thinking about trying a bold experiment.
Tell me more.
I can't help but notice a certain kinship between my own form and the form of the planet outside the portal. That Newtonian gooiness. So it makes me think, I wonder if I'm close enough, like, maybe I can extend myself through the portal to meld with the planet, to then start pulling the planet through the portal, basically to keep the portal open. So like kind of meld with the planetary goo outside and go, come in, come goo, and so the goo kind of flows into the portal and fights the portal closing.
Love it. Go ahead and roll.
3.
3. Pick 3 of those things.
Well, I'm definitely picking it. It does exactly what I expected it to do. I definitely think my mind is twisted by a newfound understanding. Maybe the planet's sentient. I don't know. And I think we got to try some freaky side effects.
Great.
That sounds fun.
So, yeah. So you get to the portal as it's closing, scooch through it, embed yourself in the planet, and lead the planet to kind of force the portal back open. Kind of like creating this like weird non-Newtonian like goo flesh tube that will be stable. It turns out. I think you like, yeah, the planet's not sentient itself, but it does kind of harbor the souls of all the dead that have been left on it. I think your mind is just kind of like overwhelmed with a billion voices. And that's
so
definitely a hit as you are dealing with that realization.
The dead, they're all in me.
And you took freaky side effects, right?
I did take freaky side effects.
I think the freaky side effects are that as the souls are kind of communing to, you've created kind of like a bridge between the world of the dead and the planet. And I think the souls are starting to like conduit through you and kind of like form themselves out of the goo in the planets, and kind of like starting to rise up. And there's hawklings, there's humans, there's crab guys, there's all sorts of weird dead shapes that you haven't seen before that are kind of like pushing their way out of the planet. While the hawkmen are kind of trying to manage a retreat through you. Skyclaw, what do you do as you see the portal is being held open by Glorp's flesh tube?
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going through this flesh tube. So the tube. So is there something keeping them? Oh, I know. I would like to do a boastful display to distract all the baddies so that the hawklings can get through the tube.
Ooh.
Sacrificing myself.
Oh my. Okay.
Or is that a rousing speech? I think that's a boastful display.
Yeah. What's the boast?
The boast is that I can take you all at once. Why should you I shouldn't belittle you by having my underlings go after you. I can take you all on my own. And then just like telling the rest of the hawklings, like, get through the tube, get through the tube, get through the tube. And that's like trying to draw all the skeletons, all the baddies, everything to me.
Fantastic. Go ahead and roll.
And then the wizard falls in love with me. 4.
Would you like to make it up or down one?
Up. I want to find out what 5 means.
Great. So you sway the disposition of the naysayers. The naysayers, that means, yeah, they are swayed to come at you like you wanted.
Yeah.
You definitely create an opportunity for the rest of the Hawkmen and everyone to get out before the skeletons do. The skeletons are swarming you.
Mm-hmm.
I think the admirer is the skull wizard. And the attention is wanted. So I think So you're definitely taking a hit from this. I think that's part of that.
To sacrifice myself.
Well, I mean, that will take you down to 0, so that's a that's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Trying to think of how to.
I mean, Glorp's a tube, so who knows how
we're. I think the admirer is whoever like the like one of the most senior hawkmen is as they're like leading the retreat.
Could it be the senior hawkman was the wife of the person who got mad at me earlier?
Yeah.
And so I would just love like a denouement scene of like the 3 of us in a happy marriage.
The
one that was like bad. Oh, I see it now too.
And she's like, okay, you're good, but you got to get these guys out.
But in love with me.
And yeah, so the hawkmen are able to get out. Glorp, let me get a roll for being a bucket of goo.
My very nature. 2.
Which one of those 2 would you like to pick?
Huh. I think I need to recover in my bucket for a while. Cop a bad attitude.
Fantastic. Great. So I think that means that as the last hawkman comes out, your tube collapses and you're outside the portal. The portal closes with Skyclaw in the land of the dead, buried under a mound of skeletons, being torn apart. There are like maybe a dozen hawklings left,
but loved.
And they are like trying to like count their losses. I think the Lady Hawk is the new leader now, and kind of like we will remember both Onyx and Skyclaw. There's still the issue of all the dead things popping out. I think basically like the souls of the dead are kind of like popping out and kind of floating away into space, like weird goo bubbles. And I think like as you're getting ready to like go off on your own, you notice that one of the gloop bubbles is a familiar shape, and as we close up, I think Glorp kind of goes to wash the goo off of this one, and it is Aaron Skyclaw's soul returned from the dead.
You thought you could get rid of me.
And yeah, that was a bad move by the Hawk people, that's for sure. But you are able to get off the planet, and now there's a bunch of space zombies floating around that maybe we'll see in another episode sometime. What's the last thing you say as you blast off from the planet of the dead?
That's exactly how the history, I think there was like the story that I was reciting. It's like, it's exactly like in Archibald Manyfeather and the Skeleton Queen.
And the lesson of that story is?
I don't know, Glorp, if you want to add there. And the moral of that story is...
Don't always go with the flow.
Glorp back into your bucket. Fantastic.
Grumpy Glorp.
And that's the end of the planet of the dead. Cool. Let's just do quick stars wishes then. Let's go right to left. Start with Heath.
Yeah, I mean, fun as always, and on Mark's end always makes it like feel pretty effortless, which I know it's not, but feels that way. Like, yeah, stories just happen, man. Yeah. Just we saw, yeah, just plot turns and cool stories and ideas of what's going on. So that's nice. And then of course, yeah, and it's always just fun, with the character choices we all make, and it's fun watching Nick. That's why, like, it's funny. Like, I don't even think about it. To me, it's just we're all part of stories. Like, I never even really notice when it's like, if I haven't done anything in a while or whatever, it's just like the story's still going. So like, I know at first I didn't roll for a while, but I didn't even notice because I was just busy watching the story and being involved in it. So that's always fun when you're not like, when do I get to do something? It's just like, I don't care. No, it is great. This is the way it should happen, And wishes. I know that my mind, I know this is like a system we're kind of making as we go along, which is tough to some degree because on the one hand, it's like cool because it's like allows for creativity and input and like, wait, we make system whatever we want it to be. But also like sometimes my mind wants some more structure of like, it's more fun for me to like, here's a list of things, pick from this list of things, as opposed to be like, I don't know, what do you think this guy would be? And like, and then weirdly, and this could just be also random luck of the universal draw of choices I made, but like it's a weird paradoxical game because it feels simultaneously super open but super restrictive. Like I'm used to games where it's like feels like we can get real creative and it always works out, and this one just feels like a whole lot of like no, you can't do, no, that's not what that does, no, you can't do that way. And so I was like, but why can't you, this should be an option. So, I don't know. It's yeah, like I said, it's weird because it's like it feels like it's on the extreme of both ends. And one way extremely open and like almost too much choice, but then sometimes extremely restricted of like, no, you can't do any of the creative things you were thinking of. But again, that's probably just part of it being a work in progress on stuff. But it's still fun, it's just we work it out and figure it out. And I think we're all good at like knowing there is an infinite number of choices out there. So it's like it's not like if one doesn't work out, it's like, well, then there's nothing to do. It's like there's always a million things to do. It's just picking them out of the ether and being like, where's a cool one I can grab onto? So it's never really a problem with this group, luckily. I think that's it.
Cool. Nick?
Yeah, building on what Heath was saying, it's interesting having played like a naive intern sciencey guy last time, and this time playing like a bombastic hero, and it being because of the tone and the genre, it's so much easier to play bombastic hawk guy, and honestly a little bit more fun. And maybe it was just like it and I'm not sure exactly what that is yet. Like part of it feels like, oh yeah, like there's sometimes when I'm like first learning a game that I'm like, let me be the person that like really hits things really hard, and I can like, that's just a straightforward way to deal with things versus like, how do I science my way out of it? So there's always that, but I'm wondering about how to make the like folks who aren't like the typical hero, how to give them the feeling of being a hero without being a side character. It reminds me of the LARP that we played, where I was like, oh, my character's not a main character. And that's it feels sucky for me because it feels like I'm just like supporting everybody and having a good time, and I don't get to like have my own little journey.
Right.
So I'm curious about that. And yeah, so that's the wish of wondering about like how to continue to like undo some of the toxic masculinity of this genre of like, that's not the only way to solve problems, but how do we solve problems in like a really pulpy way with science? Like how can the mechanics support that? But so many stars. Loved meeting Glorp. Glorp is great and very terrifying in its own way. I love like making a game with you as we do it. Be like, oh, that rule's not written yet. And I really do love the D4 mechanic. It is very delightful. Oh yeah, and a wish for like what happened when I rolled a 5.
I wondered that too.
I don't know.
You never gave me
like
extra.
added more stuff on.
Yeah, you just like gave another extra thing.
Here's another effect, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder if in that part it's like, and another thing that feels like it goes with it. Like the GM just adds another thing, and that just making that explicit for folks, because if you have forceful, that's going to come up.
Yeah.
That was fun too, to be like, oh, all right, I could make this a 0. The D4 to me plays really well with story too, because there were times where I was like, oh, like me as like min-maxer wants this thing, but like story-wise, this makes sense. Yeah. And big stars for Mark for running a game while writing a game. And all the work that you did to make this happen. And thanks for letting us play in your world.
Yeah.
I really want to look back and see how many 4s versus non-4s.
I know. So many 4s. Yeah. I was just gonna say, what's the last thing that you said, Nick?
Oh, sorry.
Just thank you for running while writing a game.
Yeah. So there's like basically 2 things I wanted to test out for this one. Like one was the here's a random tables for the GM to make up whatever's going to happen. And I think it was a weird, like less adventurous combination that we wound turning into an adventure anyway. So that was I think it's going to work out. I just need to reword some of the options a little bit pulpier. But yeah, the main thing I wanted to test was the like that kind of advancement mechanic where you can basically try anything that any skill, any ability that you want, and you have a chance to learn it, but like bad stuff might happen. So I think that was pretty fun.
That was fun, yeah.
Yeah, I think like this game is like deceptively kind of like old school mechanically, like kind of like like Mouse Ritter or Mothership or whatever it is. Like it's mostly like driven by the world. So like if it's less like, oh, I have these, there are actions to do, and it's less like, oh, which move do I make with my what lever do I pull? I'm more just like stuff is happening in the show, like what does the character do, and then we kind of like figure out how mechanically to handle that. I'm not sure how. I think that's just like a play style thing, or like instead of just like, oh, I'm just gonna roll against my strengths, it's like I'm gonna roll against Russian and danger. Like they have different, like the effects are more narrative. I think the triggers for like rolls and stuff are more kind of like a guy pulls a gun on you, what do you do? And then like figure out what you do there and then apply mechanics that way. But yeah, it was cool. Definitely like and this isn't explicit in, I mean, it's in some rules, but like using the character sheet as a wish list. So because we had a pilot and a weird like a boastful hawkman and a weird alien, like that's the direction that the story goes to like kind of explore your stuff. I feel like I lent too much on the goo part and less on the like do medical stuff, make repairs kind of thing. I wanted to get like more stuff for you to do with the things that you chose. Whereas it was like a lot of rushing into danger and making speeches, like really focus on Hogman. That's just a GM thing. But yeah, it was super fun. It felt more like it almost felt more like a fantasy adventure than a sci-fi adventure, even though it was in space and on a planet. That's cool. That's a blurry line anyway. But yeah, it was super fun. Love the characters. The choices are really fun, just like seeing different things come together. Yeah, I think this was successful. So yeah, I imagine I'll be tweaking it more and throwing it in again as another one shot sometime. Cool. Anything else before we yeah, He-Man vibes for sure. 100%. Anything else before we shut it down?
Don't think so.
Cool. Goodbye to no one who's watching us.